It's 2 p.m. Detroit, and you know what that means. Detroit media icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Indeed, the best sports network. Braylon Edwards here with Anson Wells. Anson, how you feeling over there?
Good, man.
Good.
Sun is out. Apparently, this is the last day of no humidity, according to meteorologist Pete.
Ever.
Well, I appreciate you for knowing that. I got a chance to golf a little bit earlier today, and it didn't feel too bad. But I got off the course before the heat heated up. But guess what? Tom Mazaway is heating that seat up today. Tom, welcome back. How you feeling?
I'm good, my guys. Welcome in on a Wednesday, which is kind of like a Thursday, because tomorrow's like everybody's Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Amen.
4th of July is coming. Birthday 249 for the USA.
And I'm glad you said that as we welcome in Ricky as well as P. How you feeling?
What's up?
Well?
Good, can't complain.
Maz has on the Pistons. We'll get
My
to the
bad.
Pistons because there's some movement on the Pistons floor yesterday. But you said birthday. America's birthday is, well, technically July 4th isn't the technical birthday if you want to go that route, but it's Friday. Well, you know whose birthday is today? It is my niece, who I love dearly, Rain Harris.
Hey.
Look at her in her splendor.
Great photo.
Little girl, I love you. She's 3 years old, man. She's been raised on this show. You remember before she existed. Now she's 3. I just love her so much. She's such a bright spot in all of our lives. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one with her. See her later. This is, you know you got to start off the right way. You know you got to start them early.
Of course.
You know you got to
man.
say, in the words of Anson Wells, corn and blue, you got to start it off early.
That's what's up.
She is the apple of a lot of eyes. Love her. Love her.
She's gorgeous.
It's a lucky little girl.
3 is a good age. And I gotta give it, not to take her shine, but it's my dad's birthday too. I talked to him
Shout
before I
out to
came to the
Pops,
show.
man.
Happy birthday, Mr.
65
Burns.
years old.
Nice.
65 going strong.
Nice.
Yeah, and I was
Happy
like,
birthday.
what'd you doing? He's like, nothing. Went to the gym, just kind of hanging out, just happy to be breathing. I'm like, there you go. I'm not
Absolutely.
mad at that.
Perspective.
100%. There was something else going on, Pete. You had some pictures as well, man. I want to leave you out in the cold.
As you guys know, I'm into baseball cards, obviously, Mr. Anson Wells. As you guys know, I've been doing some polls on my own personal YouTube channel. Anson, you might be interested in it. I pulled this last night, the last card in my poll.
Oh,
This
nice,
is-
bro.
This is a Paul Skeens Chrome rookie, number to 225, 41 of 225. I pulled this last night. Maz obviously will like this as well. Look at this beautiful card.
That's what you've been ripping for.
I
Been
got
ripping
news for
for
you. He
this.
stinks now.
The last one sold on eBay ungraded at $230.
Solid.
He hasn't lasted 4 innings in 3 games now in a row.
I hear you probably cursed him,
trying
but
to
there you go,
poo-poo your
guys.
pool,
I
man.
pulled this
Scheme
puppy
sucks.
last night, a $200+ card. It will be on its way to be graded coming up on Monday.
Looks centered. Looks centered.
It
Looks
is
good.
centered all. It is a beautiful card, Hanson.
Too bad the Tigers don't suck for Paul Skeens. Tigers up 6-0 right now. Maybe the fastest 6 runs ever scored. We got to get back to you on that. It was at 3
Two 3-run homers.
2 3-run homers.
man.
And Pete did the math before we could even figure out what was going on. 6-0. He said it's probably it's 3-2 on home.
Yeah.
2 3-run homers.
Yeah, there it is. You're right. So shout out to
Quick
Pete.
man.
No need to turn over there. We'll keep you posted on that. Yesterday, Anson, we got a little bit into halfway during the year. Maz, you weren't here. We're halfway through the year. We talked about a little bit NCAA.
We couldn't
Super
remember
Bowl.
anything.
100% as it goes. But what are you looking forward to the rest of the year?
Good
Here
question.
we sit, July 2nd. Like, what are you looking forward to in your life? I'll start with you, Anson. Maz, let you catch up a little bit. Anson, what are you looking forward to halfway plus?
Intriguing question today. I would have to say this new look Pistons team. I'm very, very excited. Getting a lot of pushback on Twitter saying we're worse. Just sounds like the Lions fans that aren't really looking
Lions
at what's
fans.
going on. Both of these rosters, the Lions and the Pistons, are better. So I'm really looking forward to both of their seasons. I'm tremendously excited. This is the best Pistons team that we've had since Chauncey Billups was on the team. And at this point, this is the best Lions team I've ever been alive for. So I'm excited for both of those.
Respect to obviously moves in the Pistons. We'll get into that. Got to keep the teas going. Shout out to my guy over there in the booth, Ricky, rocking the Detroit Grays, as they say. Little
This
something.
is a Negro jersey.
A little something. I know about that. About that. Talk to me, man. Half the year down. What are you looking forward to? Is there a movie? Is there a concert? Is there a
I thought we
birthday?
were talking
Is there
just
an
sports.
event? Well, sports is a good one. And he
Yeah,
picked
no,
2 really good ones. But, you can open
in
it
my
up.
life, I have a newborn baby, so that's just fun every single day. She started crawling the last couple of days, so I'm loving that. But my daughter starts like full school this fall, so that's gonna be interesting. Like
Okay.
4 days, 5 days a week. So that's exciting. But when it comes to sports, I'm excited for Aiden Hutchinson to come back. 'Cause I feel as though I want people to think he's going to come back like he never left.
I appreciate that, man. Worry about the growth of those daughters first, respect, and then big number 97 on left end. I like that, man. Those are 3 great things. Tom Maswell, you're on deck, buddy.
Yes, sir. Hey, my daughters all leave the coop, man, in August. Lily,
I just missed Maddie today.
I know.
At Lockmore.
Maddie wanted to caddy for you today, but you had you weren't.
needed her.
You were caddyless today.
I needed her.
Yeah.
let's just
helped
say
you.
that.
Could have helped you.
95 I shot. I could have used her.
Hey, it's a tough rough out there at Lockmore.
The roughest, like you could legitimately hit a ball just off to the left of the fringe or to the right of the fringe, know where the ball went, go over there, couldn't find
Is
it.
that a Scottish Links course?
It is. It
Hey,
is.
that makes sense.
Clock.
So what I'm looking forward to is obviously health and peace for everybody moving forward. But I'm going to be an empty nester coming up, probably the 3rd week in August. That'll be a first.
You going to be all right?
It'll be a first since we first got married, and that was 27 years ago. So it's going to be different. It's going to be different. But as far as my sports want, I'm so excited for this Tigers team. They're up 7-0 right now in the Nationals. Riley Green with another home run. He is just killing it.
Wow.
2 today.
Killing it. And the Lions starting in 2 weeks from today. Football, baby. So let's go, man. It's a beautiful summer. It's so far a gorgeous summer.
Yeah.
If you own a pool, hey, I'm lucking out so far. These past 2 weeks have been outstanding because my pool has never reached 90 degrees. It is going to be 90 degrees probably by in another day or so. I'm up to 88.5 degrees
that's solid.
just with the sunshine.
That's solid, man.
Yeah.
You brought up the NFL in July. The Detroit Lions take on the Los Angeles Chargers. We will talk to Ari Mayroff, my 33rd update. Can't wait. He's got a lot on his page. If I would do this if I were you, I go to his X right now, my 33rd update, and I will look at what he's been talking about for the last 3 or 4 or 5 days because we're going to dive into some of that. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Pete, what about you, sir? Here we sit, July 2nd. You got a long time left in this summer. Summer's starting to heat up. What are you looking forward to, though?
Well, I don't want to be like boring, but
Go ahead. Be you.
As my show members know, I deal with a lot of and maybe some of my friends out there in the chat. I deal with a lot of personal demons. So this will be another taking the second half of the year to kind of rework myself once again as we continue to battle with things inside of ourselves which kind of make life difficult. So I'm on that path to just kind of refiguring everything out, baby. That's what I got left to go for 2025.
Godspeed, brother.
I got a book for you.
Oh, I got plenty of books, my man. It ain't the books.
No, I got the book.
Oh, you got the book? Okay, I'll take the. I'll take the book.
There you go.
I appreciate. No, so I mean, there's nothing like crazy going on. Just you gotta sometimes.
You have to recenter sometimes.
Sometimes you realize that everything's just like completely out of control. You just got to find a way to put the brakes on, get out of the tornado, and kind of reset. So I'm going to go through the reset phase for the next.
I'll be praying you get out of that tornado, man.
I appreciate that.
Anything I can do to help.
It's all good. No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Sure.
Good positive energy from here on out. That's what we're going to do.
Well, I'm glad you said that. Mine is very simple. It's along those lines. You want to talk about sports? Oklahoma and Michigan play this year. I've always wanted to go see Michigan play in some of those bigger spaces, whether Michigan goes to LSU or they go to Austin or
top 10 toughest place to play in NCAA.
100%.
It'll be a fun trip.
Also, too, as you guys know, I'm a little bit of a historian, much like Tom Maswell. I want to see the Heisman Park, the Heisman Garden, all the statues.
That's cool. I didn't know. Tell us more.
So that'd be cool. So every Heisman Trophy winner they've ever had, they have statues in a garden. So they got Billy Sims out there. They have Kyler Murray. They have Baker Mayfield.
That's pretty cool.
Jason White. They have. I'm missing a couple, but I think it's 6 Heisman trophies in the park so far.
I've seen the one in New York. I've been there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know about the park. That's pretty awesome.
And this is just Oklahoma.
You're gonna have to send us some pictures.
Type of deal. I will.
That game's at Oklahoma?
It's at Oklahoma. Night game. Second week of the season.
That'll
So
be fun,
that's gonna
man.
be cool.
Very cool.
To travel with the team.
Warm weather and all that. It'll be great.
I think I got the idea. One, when I went to the national championship, we won. That was fun. The traveling part was fun. But it's all the Lions fans that have gone to see the Lions on the road. Like, that's the conversation. You get a little jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I cared.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I do care about somebody.
There you go.
It's Michigan. So these are start the destination trips you want to take. The other thing is what Pete said. I want to slow down.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. I feel like I've been on autopilot. Like, I'm giving everything and everybody my energy except myself.
Yeah.
So I just want to dial in, slow down, and not make every day something else. I got to do this. I got to go here. I got to be here. I got to show up here. I got to be. I just relax sometimes, man. Stop booking everything on my schedule. Ooh, sounds good.
That sounds good.
Sounds good. Let's get into
Braylon
sport.
time.
Braylon time.
Braylon time.
Braylon time wants to talk
shirt.
about the Pistons time.
That's right.
Yesterday, the Detroit Pistons, they make a move. Actually, made a couple moves. They trade Fontecchio to Miami for Duncan Robinson and sign him to a 3-year deal worth $48 million. Now, this is kind of keeping the aesthetic of the University of Michigan. You get rid of Tim Hardaway, but you bring in Duncan Robinson, who also played with, you guessed it, Karis LeVert. We're getting our own little New York Knicks Villanova thing going on.
Yeah.
100%, I like that. I like the energy and what you play with. Duncan Robinson, what does this do for you? Because yesterday, if I remember correctly, you said this was going to happen on the show way before it did. What does this do for you? Talk about it.
You really just transitioned a 6'8" shooter into a 6'6" shooter in terms of Duncan Robinson. But you needed a true three-point specialist, losing Beasley. When you add in Karis LeVert, to me, Karis LeVert is a more dynamic scorer than Tim Hardaway Jr. is at this point in their careers. And not to denigrate Tim Hardaway Jr. at all. What he did here was fantastic. But I think that these two guys dial up our offense a little bit more. You also have Chaz Lanier, who we don't know what he is yet, the rookie 37 pick from this year's draft. And that's a guy that could surprise us all. But at this point, the way we sit, if you include Jaden Ivey, in my opinion, we have two more three-point shooters. I don't want to say better necessarily, but we have two more guys that can hit the three right now.
Volume has gone up in terms
And
of
we
volume.
also have a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr. could come in and give you little spurts. Karis LeVert's a 50-point scorer before in this league. This is a guy that can come in and put up and light up for 20-plus points when you need him to. So I really like this move. You're bringing two guys back home, as you previously mentioned. So I don't think that they're going to struggle to fit into Michigan. They're not going to Sophie Cunningham Detroit. And so at this point, I absolutely love the way that the Pistons look. But again, this team is so much better just because Jaden Ivey is now healthy. But I love these additions. Anybody that's saying that they're not as good as the team last year, I beg to differ.
Anson, I appreciate that. Maz, I'm going to stop before I ask you the next question. Question will be about losing those two guys and what it does. But you bring up Sophie Cunningham. And ladies and gentlemen, if you aren't familiar with Sophie Cunningham and the comments that she made, you got that peek. Go ahead and lock and load that real quick. Let me show you what Sophie Cunningham said as it relates to the city of Detroit getting a WNBA team.
It is helpful. It's way more helpful. You just get more privileges, more opportunities, and so I get that aspect. But I also think that you want to listen to your players too. Like where do they want to play? Where are they going to get excited to play and draw fans? And I do think that Miami would have been a great one. Like everyone loves Florida. Nashville is an amazing city. Kansas City, amazing opportunity. There's a huge arena downtown that no one's using. And I think that the Women's Soccer League is showing that, like, people draw, and so I'm not so sure what the thought process is there. But at the end of the day, you also want to make sure that you're not expanding our league too fast. I think that's also another thing, that you don't want teams to totally dominate and then have teams that aren't. And so I just think that it's kind of a hard decision-making team or situation. But man, I don't know how excited people are to be going to Detroit or Cincinnati.
Here, let me start here before I ask the question, because everybody saw this and everybody got hot. I'll tell you what I took with it, and we can go around the room. First and foremost, ma'am, you play in Indiana.
Thank you.
Now,
Right.
Let's stop there. First and foremost, you play for the Indiana Fever. Yeah. No one has been excited to go to Indiana unless you're going to a sports venue. Like, so all the other things that you name, it don't matter. But let me not be so harsh, because Detroit has had a reputation for years upon years upon years. So let me just say to this, I say, she failed the question, but Anson, I want to pose it to you. First thought when you hear this, do you get pissed or do you understand?
Well, in my book, she went from a no-name to my favorite player in the WNBA to an absolute villain in a matter of 6 weeks.
Right.
14 days.
Yo, for real.
14 days. You are on the map, babe. Well done.
Yeah.
You made it. You're here. You've arrived. Last time I checked, there's 6 championships on 6 championship drive, let's call it. All right. 3 for the Shock, 3 for the Pistons. Now, how many do the Fever and the Pacers have combined?
How long have they been there?
Oh, Maz, are we counting ABA championships? No, we're not.
If you do, it's 3.
What's the ABA?
And by the way, she said we don't want to expand too fast, baby. It's been 13 teams for the last 30 years.
And it's not for another 4 years.
Oh, sweet. She's a player.
And mind you, she said Cincinnati.
Right.
They're not even getting a team.
Well, she meant
Unbelievable.
Cleveland.
This girl, I was looking at her rookie cards, which are way overpriced, by the way. And now you know what? I hope and pray she's the 4th pick in the expansion draft by
so
the
too.
Detroit Shock
hope so too.
2.0. And she will get a hell of a welcome.
Detroit Shockers.
Hey.
They need to come over
Keep that
here
shocking
too.
to
That's something
yourself.
else we can figure out. Maz, what say you? I know, individuals are young. They don't know they don't know what they don't know. But you play in this space, you should know about what Detroit did to the WNBA. So where are you as a man that has 3 daughters?
Riley Green just hit another 3-run home. Listen,
Riley Green with the save, man.
don't give 2 craps what her or anyone else in that league says.
Fair.
Honestly, I don't care. The WNBA is a loser. It's a losing league. Yeah. The only reason they're expanding, it's because of the girl they hate, and it's Caitlin Clark. Did you guys talk about it yesterday?
We did.
How she finished first in the All-Star ballot
And 9.
for the freaking fans, and 9th
Yeah.
for the league. How do you? I don't care. Kelsey Plum, who I used to like.
Kelsey Plum.
Yeah,
Someone wanted to take a picture with her the other day
Shout
at
out
the
to
game.
Kelsey Plum.
She had a Caitlin Clark jersey on, this person. She said, take that off, or
No,
I
she
won't take the
said
picture.
do better.
Do better. So the girl took her jersey off and took a picture with the bitch. Sorry. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Keep going, brother.
Man.
Okay?
Jay
Shout
Tyler
out.
not gonna like that.
You know what?
Shout out
Sophie
Petco.
Cunningham is probably one of the better looking ball players, so
Yes.
I'll give her that.
She fine.
Other than that, I really don't care. I don't care. Thank you for not liking Detroit. Let us have it all to ourselves, because I'm telling you right now, it is the best state in the union.
There we go.
The secret best state to live in
It's
is this state. Now, my daughter's been in Nashville for a month. She's home now. She tells me this: Dad, I never thought I would miss Michigan like I do. I felt landlocked in Tennessee because they have no water.
Yep.
Yeah, they got a
Oh,
couple
yeah.
of fake lakes.
Fake
That's
man-made
it.
lakes.
Man-made lakes.
Georgia. Yeah.
She felt landlocked. My 22-year-old daughter is so happy to be back in Michigan. And it speaks to me. I love this place.
Yeah.
I know I bitch about it in the
state,
snow.
man. Top
Yeah.
8
I
state.
bitch about it in the snow. I do.
We all do.
We're not really. We don't even get that much snow anymore.
Nope.
So hate Detroit all you want. All 4 of our teams are downtown together within 2-block walk.
Man, I'll tell you another little secret. We don't get a lot of no snow anymore because of the weather machine. I'm just
Yeah.
throwing it out there.
Let me ask you guys a question.
I'm just throwing
That's
it
another
out.
conspiracy. Later, back on conspiracy theories with
100%.
Braylon.
That weather machine has been kicking. Like New
Weather
York,
machine,
New York
baby.
hasn't seen snow in like 10 years.
Let me ask you a question, and I want to hear from the chat too. Michael DeVries with a huge $20 start to the super
Yes,
chat.
see you,
Appreciate
Mike.
you. My question is this: do you actually want that misconception to go away? Do you want the constant underdog to evaporate? Like we've talked about the Lions becoming the hunted all of a sudden, and they're going to go from America's team to villains the moment they win a Super Bowl. I kind of relish being hated and being feared and being misunderstood.
This is what I was going to say after Pete went, but I'm glad you asked it. I'll say it now. I want the narrative to change because it's not going to change who we are in this city.
True
There
that.
you go.
Like, this city's not going to change. We're going to be
True
same gritty individuals. We're going to be the same villainous individuals. We're going to everything that they think we are, that we know we're above, but we'll take the element. We'll still be that individual. We'll be the guys that were raised in the 80s. Anson, you fell in love with the Pistons and the Bad Boys.
Sure
Man, you
did.
fell like from afar.
Yep.
Like the Fab Five. We will still be that. But I want the reputation to change because we deserve it in the city.
Yeah.
We deserve it from how hard we've worked. All the people and all the corporations, all the boots on ground, all the volunteers, all the spaces. We've worked to change the narrative of what Detroit is, what Detroit can be. It's no longer that dirty city that was on fire in '68. It's no longer the bankrupt city from 2014 or 15, I believe. This is not what it is anymore. It's working together. That's another thing that we got to continue to do as multiple people, because it's very segregated still in the city. That's another story. I just want it to be seen the way I see it, like the way not Maddie, but the way Libby, the way what she talked about when she was in Nashville. I miss home. I want them to see that beauty. I want them to be able to come here and have a good experience, because in Detroit, we backslide from time to time.
Right.
We'll do good, and then we will F up.
Yeah.
And that gets back out there. So I want us to continue to do good so that the narrative changes, because we deserve it as a city. Now, however, I still deserve the right to say Detroit versus everybody.
Right. I feel like when you ask that question, I think of like Brooklyn. How Brooklyn, it changed. We know it's better,
that's a
but
damn
still,
good
you
example.
still respect Jay-Z from being from Brooklyn. You still know it's still Brooklyn. Yeah, there's a coffee shop right there, but don't come around here talking crazy.
It used to be boo 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 boo.
Exactly. That's how that's how
fair.
I want Detroit to be looked at, like Brooklyn. Like, hey, we know it used to be rough, and it's nice now, but you still can't just come around here and just do whatever you
Real
want.
talk.
This is way better than Brooklyn. I got
But
news
yeah, I
for
just
you.
meant like the
True.
perception.
Way
The
better.
perception.
Cody Ingle wants it to go away. There's being an underdog team, and then there's idiots dogging your city.
But they're idiots.
Yeah.
I say bring on the hate. I like it.
Where is she from? Do
They're
we know where she's
uneducated.
from originally?
I think she's Australian.
She's California.
Stop. Okay.
Isn't Sophie
Cunningham?
I didn't want to assume, but I kind of
Sophie Cunningham, she's not international.
But here's the thing. This is why I asked the question, because obviously she said it. We're pissed. She's this, she's that. Somebody else said that very same thing without saying it out loud. You don't remember when somebody came to Birmingham in 2021 and had two bodyguards?
Missouri, my bad.
That's even
From
worse.
Missouri?
Like, as rural as that
From
place is.
Missouri to Indiana,
But-
and you're talking smack on Michigan?
But that makes sense, because what was the first city she named that we can expand to? Is Kansas City.
Gotcha.
That's
She
the
did
first
say
city
she
she
did
said.
say Miami.
And Nashville, which are all spitting distance,
There's only one
distance
thing
from
about
Missouri.
Missouri.
They're
It's two
all
major
a walking
cities are all
Morgan
trying to
Whalen
leave.
concert.
Yeah.
They're all a walking Morgan minus Miami. But Jared Goff said the same thing without even saying it. He was walking around Birmingham scared as he don't know what. Jared, nobody's going to bother you in Birmingham.
No one cares.
Guess where he's from? He's from California. So the perception about Detroit, that's what I want
that's
to
what I
change.
want to see how far
Because he
away
didn't say anything out loud, but what he said in silent was just as loud.
Yeah.
Like,
no
this
doubt.
is Birmingham. If anywhere you don't need a security guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've made fun of him in the past.
We did.
We know. We stand on that.
Freddie felt people act like downtown Detroit is still 1980s Gotham.
That's the
I'm going to
thing.
tell you like this, and we can have some fun with this one. You say
tough.
what you want to. This was, I knew downtown Detroit was changing. 2018, I was, that's when like the underground scene was tight in terms of, you know what I'm
it
talking
still
about.
was. The works still
But
existed.
that's when I
R.I.P.
started-
the works.
This is true. But you can start to see the restaurants pop up. You start to see the shops. I'm hanging out with Dapper Dan downtown in 2019. I'm thinking about moving. I remember hanging out. It was late. It was like 2 a.m. All I see is a ton of white people just flooding the alleys downtown Detroit and the taco spots and the Coney spots.
Yeah.
Like in the late night little
New
bar spots.
Detroit
like
is
these-
here.
I was
know
like-
that alley you talking about.
I went to high school down the street. You
Yeah.
you could not see that element after 8 p.m. Sun goes down, you don't go downtown. So I saw it then, and I said, we're changing. Detroit is safe.
Real talk.
Come to Detroit.
Come to
Detroit is
Detroit.
safe. man.
Everybody
We will
that
welcome
comes
you.
has a great time and wants to come back.
Ask
that's
those
the norm.
775,000 people that were at the draft.
They're trickling back. They trickle back.
Let that sink in. But Sophie Cunningham,
I
it's
get
okay.
I get offended by it, but I don't want it to end. I love being the underdog that Detroit is.
Where you with the Pistons, Maz? You got
Yeah.
the shirt on. Let's stick there. Let's stick with basketball. We'll get into some football in the second hour. Like I said, we got Ari Mayroff. We got some football. We got some topics to talk about. Best to do it with him, Maz. Pistons, you got it on. Where are you with them? They got rid of Malik Beasley. He was the big shooter from
Yep.
last year. He created a culture.
He's got a lot of issues.
Create the culture. A lot of issues. Tim Hardaway, he's a guy. Provided a
liked
little bit
him.
of stability as a veteran. You liked him as a leader.
He's a nugget
Both
now.
gone. They bring in 2 new guys. Where are you?
Well, first of all, the other day I said I'd love to have Duncan Robinson, and Anson's like, well, we're not getting him. He wants $20 million a year. It's way too much. But it looks like they did it.
Yep.
It looks like they fit him under a contract.
He lost $5 million by opting
Right?
out of his player option.
Why do you think he did that?
Because no one likes Pat Riley.
Yep. He did.
Honestly?
Pat Riley is the old man that's stuck in being the old man. Like, I'm not saying everybody is peaches and rainbows. Like, LeBron is a headache. He kicked LeBron out. D. Wade left. He played D. Wade. He played Wade County. He played Jimmy Butler to a certain extent. He doesn't know how to move forward into today's game. You don't have to pat these kids on the bottom, but you can't run it like you was running in the 70s and the 80s.
I couldn't agree more.
It's just a different way, because the temperament of these individuals is changing, so you got to operate accordingly.
I like this team. I mean, I liked them last year. I said I want to keep the core together. Sure, I would love to have Giannis Antetokounmpo here. Of course, I would love to have him here. But like Anson tells you, I got to go with him. Got to keep the core four together. And to get a guy like Giannis, you would have to trade at least one of those guys away. And I like what they're doing. I like what they're building. They lost 2 guys. They brought 2 guys in, 2 good NBA veterans. And I know we got to go to a break here pretty soon. When we come back, I want you guys to hear from the NBA, the Inside the NBA panel on ESPN. Wait till you hear what they say about the new look Pistons. I want to get your opinions on that.
100%. Also, I know you want to get to your favorite person.
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
I know you want to get to your favorite person.
yeah.
I mean, look, we still
Puff
got
Daddy?
We still got 5 minutes. What do you want to do? You want to break early and then come back and get into it?
Let's do it.
Say less. Let's come back and say about the best pizza spot in the state and maybe even in the land.
We might be talking about a so-called legend when we come back, but let's talk about a real legend right here in Detroit. The originators of the deep dish Detroit-style pizza. Of course, I'm talking about Buddy's. They've been doing it for 79 years, 22 locations in Michigan, including that original spot there at 6 Mile and Conant. Sign up today for their rewards program. You start earning rewards on every purchase, every order. And your next order, use that code right above my head, 10 MEAL, 10 meal, and you're going to save yourself 10% off your next pizza pie. Buddy's Deep Dish Pizza, you can find it at buddyspizza.com.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Belegian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media: X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Look at that. Another QR code just appeared above my head, so you might as well go ahead and scan that QR code. It's going to take you to Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's numero uno Chevy dealer, with locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and in Lansing. And this month's specials include a 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew. You can lease that for just $149 per month, or you can lease the 2026 Equinox LT for just $209 a month. Scan that QR code above my head and pay a visit to Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, Feldman Chevrolet.
White Claw Tigers tour. How hot are the Detroit Tigers right now? Well, they're up 10-0. About to start the top of the five. Man, you want to watch this live in person. You want to watch this with the crew that brings you the game, brings you the action, brings you the results. But you got to come do it with Woodward Sports, man. White Claw Tigers Tour, July 11th at Second Best. Brought to you by Ben Johnson Law and White Claw. You want to come be in the mix. Neil Root, Darren McCarty, you got Ricky, you got P, you got the heavies. You have the people. So you got to come down and be one of the crew. And Second Best is a hell of a place to do it, right in Midtown. Darn near across the street from LCA, right around the corner from the action at Comerica Park. Come join us. The White Claw Tigers Tour continues and finalizes July 11th at Second Best. You should do yourselves a favor and come on out, because that will be a good time. It's the last one of the season. So you want to be in the mix, man. You never know what celebrities might pop up. You also don't know what the giveaways might be, because that is the name of the game.
Very cool event.
100%. And you went to the last one, right?
Old Miami, just one of my favorite spots. The courtyard was awesome. Obviously, you know, all the personalities that show up, not only from Woodward, but from the rest of Detroit. And there's just such a buzz around this team right now. Why wouldn't you go and watch it with other fans downtown?
I agree, 100%. You know, I hope some fans can convene and watch some games. It'll be at LCA this coming fall, because the Detroit Pistons, they're putting together team time that I believe can compete, especially with what the East is starting to look like.
No doubt, man. And when you start hearing about your team on national TV, you know that they're right there. You hear about the Tigers now on national television. Matter of fact, the Sunday night baseball game that just passed, one of the highest rated Sunday night games of the year.
Yep.
They were loving it. And Comerica showed out. LCA's showing out. You saw the playoffs against the Knicks. 3 losses by 3 points or less. Heartbreaker. But this team is turning it around, guys. They are keeping the core intact. And then there's injuries to all these Eastern teams. The Knicks are in disarray. We'll tell you about them. They got a new coach. A new, quote-unquote, new coach. But this is what ESPN was talking about on Inside the NBA just yesterday.
Do you think the Pistons will be better than they were last season?
I do. There's a couple things they've got going for them. Number one, Cade Cunningham is still getting better. Yes. Absolutely. He made third team All-NBA. He could make second or first in the future. 2, Jaden Ivey, who missed most of last season with injury. He was just getting going and starting to show his potential as a high lottery pick. He will be back healthy. And number 3, the teams in front of them, some of them unfortunately have had injuries. So they finished with the 6th seed last year. A couple of teams in front of them, Indiana, who was 4th, Boston, who was 2nd. Unfortunately, Milwaukee was 5th. All of those with the big injuries. There's some liquidity there where they can move up.
Listen, they answered a question last year. They have a star. Cade Cunningham is a star. 2 years ago, they lost 30 games in a row. They go out in the offseason, and what do? They bring in guys like Tim Hardaway. They bring in Tobias Harris. They bring in Malik Beasley. It completely changed the floor for Cade Cunningham, and now you go out and you add a Duncan Robinson to the mix as well. Cade Cunningham is the real deal. I don't think anybody in this league is questioning that. Watch out for the Detroit Pistons. This has now become one of my favorite teams in the league.
Losing that many games in a row, not everyone can just turn it around from there. Mentally, I remember talking to Kate about it on NBA Today, the ability to be able to say this stinks and we want to do something about it. Because sometimes you start to go out on the floor and that's what you expect. And this is a team that came together and was able to turn around and change their identity. And now they really have something to fight for in an Eastern Conference that has so many question marks surrounding it. They're going to be fun to watch.
Hey, man, they echo what we've been saying, and that's Brian Windhorst. You know him. Tim Legler, you know Legs, and Malika Andrews, who's the host of a lot of NBA shows on the league here. So people are buying into this team. Last year they finished 6th, right? They were the 6th seed. They could be a top 3 seed in the NBA Eastern Conference this year. They could win a series this time. I'm pretty sure of that.
No, they definitely could win a series, and I think it's for all the reasons. I always hate when the national analyst starts to take your team side, because then it's kind of like they're no longer your team. Kind of happened with the Detroit Lions in 23. Everybody was on after the 9-8 year. But at the same time, it also lets you know that you're right about this team. Jaden Ivey is the big piece. Anson, you talk about that a lot. Everybody was so willing to use that, including myself. Maybe this is a trade piece. Maybe this is somebody that you move. You use a young talent, what he showed last year. It made sense to keep him, and that's what they've done. This Pistons team, especially with what this East looks like, this Pistons team could be just as hot as the Lions were in 23.
They call this era or this generation the TikTok generation, because they don't have more than 90 seconds of attention span. And I think that comes into play with the eagerness that most people have to make these blockbuster deals, where outside of Matt Stafford, we just don't see them really work out. I'm glad that the Pistons held strong. I'm glad that they had belief in this young core the way that I do. I want to take you guys back to 23-24. And I know a lot of you weren't watching, but I was. And that team took so much crap nationally, took so many losses, 30 in a row, and they looked just absolutely defeated. And when you see a team go through a season like that, wearing it on their sleeve the way they were, you expect things to get shaken up. You expect them to kind of come in and be malcontents and people not want to be there. But we saw the exact opposite out of this team. And a very, very young team, mind you. Not guys that have been around for a long time. Sure, they brought in some veterans. But the core guys that turned it around, that had the belief in themselves, the rest of the league better watch out, because they're not coming in saying, I know we can be a good team. I know that we've got the pieces here. They did it this last year. They shocked the NBA and the rest of the sporting world doing what they did. This year, they're coming in with a completely different mental edge. And they've already proven that despite all being under 25, that core, they believe in themselves. They believe in this city, and they love playing for Detroit. And it has been so damn long since we've had that for the Pistons. I just absolutely love it. We traded it away in Chauncey. We lost it when Ben signed in Chicago. We have not had it for 15 years. Every single guy here loves the jersey they wear, and that's the only thing that you can ask for as a Detroit Pistons fan. But like Leg said, this is one of the coolest, most enjoyable young teams to watch, because they play the right way. They leave it all out there for 48 minutes. They defend. And for the first time in my life as a Pistons fan, we got high flyers. I mean, we got 4 or 5 guys that can just dunk and just drop it on you at any point in the game.
It does just feel like, the Detroit Pistons have always had like the bare minimum as it relates to the athletic.
Yes.
Like outside of
Grant Hill was like, what are you doing here?
I was just about to say, outside of Grant and Stack. Stack, but to that point, you're absolutely right. It's like, man, why can't we get the guys to jump? Insert Jaden Ivey, insert Marcus Sasser, insert
Duren, man.
Jalen Duren, insert Sar Thompson. Athletic, him and his brother Amon might be like
freaks.
Short list,
pure freaks,
top
man.
athletic individuals in the league. No, but Ricky and Pete bringing you in this conversation. How much of what Detroit is doing as a city, it's predicated on the example is the Detroit Lions, because we have friends. We know that front offices are talking, because look at how the Pistons are now running it. Look how the Tigers are now running it. Very similar to what the Lions are doing. Look at the energy in the locker room. Very similar to what the Lions started. Now you saw what the Tigers did last year. Because if I'm the Pistons, I'm looking at the Tigers last year, I want some of that energy. How do we get that? Like, do you think that that's a match? This city is kind of emitting this energy.
Well, obviously, I mean, we just talked about, when you bash on our city. Look what happened with Alex Bregman. I mean, we all come together when people bash our city and all that sort of stuff. Winning is very, very contagious, as you know, Braylon Edwards and Anson Wells and all of our fans out there, and Maz and Ricky. You guys know winning is all contagious. And when you win correctly, win the right way, as Larry Brown used to say, then others are going to come along for the ride. The Lions are proving the point that if they can win, then anybody can win. It's great to see the city come together, but having good leadership like Trajan Langdon as GM for the Pistons, this is the type of guy that you need. I mean, you can call for floor generals like Cade Cunningham and any leader like Isaiah Thomas or Joe Dumars on the floor, but you need to have a good GM. And one of the keys to building good, solid, winning teams are leaders in the front office, and Trajan Langdon is really proving that he's a leader, because Anson, I agree with you with how he's building the team, because it's just he's going to do this slowly but surely. He's going to do it the Trajan Langdon way. He comes to the microphone. We have to turn the volume up when he speaks because he's cool, calm, and collected. He's running the Pistons the exact same way. I think that patience is a virtue, but we need to win now. And hopefully, Braylon, as you bring up this point, that hopefully the Red Wings will soon follow suit as well. And Ricky, I'm going to come to you if I could, my friend. Yeah. What do you think about, I mean,
they better.
Winning?
The energy is already in their own building. Talking about those Red Wings.
Right,
that
absolutely.
energy is already in that building.
It's all there. I was going to say, do you feel it all there, Ricky, as well?
Yeah, it's all on them. And I'll take it a step further. As a born and raised Metro Detroiter, I feel as though it's kind of competitive. Like the Pistons are looking at the Lions, oh yeah, that's nice, that's cool, like your friends. Oh, that's cool, but watch what we can do. We can get shot out, baby, at every game. Watch the, y'all redid y'all seats. We put a bar on the court. Like I think it's a little competitive amongst the teams, like friendly competitive. They're happy for the other teams, but they're trying to outdo each other, and I love it. And when it comes to the Red Wings, it's all on them, man. All the other teams have gotten it together. Y'all have the building, y'all have the supposedly the GMs and the coaches now. It's all on them to join in the competition.
Join the party.
Yeah.
There's room for you.
No, I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree. You look at you talk about just look what the Tigers did in terms of the home play club. They had that down there. It was like, oh, you guys want to take a step up? We're about to add this home play club.
Right.
But on that field is which team, which crew can be together more. And I think the Tigers really got that juice going because they got that playoff win last year. Maz, coming back to you. Your team, the other team, they got a new head coach. Does it do anything for you?
No.
Mike Brown.
Is he a peasant coach?
Yeah, Mike Brown is in
whoever
as a New York Knickerbockers head coach. They're expecting to land a two-time NBA coach of the year. Look, he's a two-time coach of the year. He's coached in the finals a bunch of times. He's coached a couple of stars. Man, why are you not happy with Mike Brown?
He's fine. You know, I'm sure he's a good guy.
He's
been a great assistant coach. He's won plenty of championships.
He's never won as the head man.
No, he's never won as the head guy. He's gotten there before. Yeah. He's a good guy. I guess fine. Thibodeau, Mike Brown. I don't know. Throw them both up
Mike
in the
Brown
air.
or Dawn Staley?
Oh, come on, man.
Dawn Staley, baby.
Put it this way, honestly. If they would have hired Dawn Staley, I would have handed in my New York Knicks card. I would have.
Man, he's doubled down. He dropped the B word earlier. Wow.
But you might do better with Dawn Staley than Mike Brown.
Okay.
I'm not going to denigrate her coaching skills. But the carnival, the media circus that would have been in New York this year would have overshadowed the team that they have there, which is an Eastern Conference possibly finals team, especially with the injuries.
It would have been real life Eddie.
Again, I don't know how great of a coach she could be. She could be a championship coach in the NBA. Who knows? But that's the wrong city at the wrong time to bring her in as the first female coach in the NBA. It would just be a maelstrom of
Weren't
media.
the Spurs going to be the first? They were going to hire Becky Hammond. What happened to that? They passed her right up.
They do have a female.
They have her, Becky Hammond.
100%. Oh,
yeah. She was going to be the next head coach. They said after Pop.
Not with Wembanyama down there.
It ain't happening, man.
Not with Wembanyama down there.
It's not time yet. It's not time yet.
And when the time is for that, it'll be a small team first. It'll be the regression of the Indiana Pacers. It'll be something like that.
It'll be the shock.
Like it has to be a small space.
The Knicks got turned down by every team in the league to interview a coach.
Yeah.
So Mike Brown, he's an assistant. All right, go ahead. You can interview him if you want.
Because you're gonna make.
Here's what they are.
You're gonna fire me, and now I'm gonna be able to make this check and go do what the heck.
He used to coach a guy that I really don't care for.
Before you get to that, stick to the East. We'll get to him. Giannis. Let's get to this real quick. This one won't take long. Giannis says he's upset with the Bucks for releasing Damian Lillard, who the Bucks owe $22 million per the next 5 seasons. Now, it didn't work with Giannis and Dame. Obviously, Dame had some injuries. Dame set out, took a while to figure the team out. They moved some pieces. The Bucks have just not been the Bucks since they let go Drew Holiday and they won that championship. Falling. Giannis is still playing his top-tier ball. Giannis last year still had MVP-type numbers. Is this move to move off from Dame Lillard? Let me ask this a question. Is he telling the truth? Is Giannis telling the truth, or is his coach speak?
What do you mean, about him being upset?
Yes.
I think that he absolutely is upset.
Because we've heard this from a player that has that type of power who we'll talk about, and he was full of lies.
Well, Giannis opened up the opportunity for him to be traded. And I mean, I don't know exactly what words he said, but it's pretty clear that there was a conversation between him and the Bucks brass. And he was on the market, all right? So at some point after that, the Bucks and him sat down and they said, we think we can still win a championship here. How do we do that? Let's go get Miles Turner. That's the piece. That's a piece that puts them over the top in the East with a healthy Dame.
So no point guard.
Yeah, and so without Dame, but the thing is this is a new era in medicine. There's no reason that Dame couldn't be playing for them in the playoffs. This team without Dame, sub in Miles Turner, is still at the worst a 6 or 7 seed in the East. They still make the playoffs, and now you get Dame in time. To get your hands on a premier player, one of the top 75 of all time, in fact, in a market like Milwaukee, we know here in Detroit, it's not easy. And when you get somebody like that in there, that's why we talked about Jonathan Kuminga yesterday. Yeah. When you get a chance at one of those guys, you get him and you don't let go until the brakes have fallen off and you got to rebuild. They're not there yet. If they traded Giannis, sure, cut Dame, save the money, sign some players that transition you into your first round picks and you can start over in a year or two. But I don't get this move. Because there isn't enough free agents out there. You don't have a trade piece in Dame that you could sell during the trade deadline. You have nothing now except for a debt of $100 million over the next 5 years.
110, and it goes against the cap, too.
Yeah.
Here's a little insight. This is another angle. Just throwing it out there. Dame Lillard is in the middle of a divorce.
Oh.
In Portland, where he's from, where everything's settled, you divorced there, you're the man. If that divorce has to go to another city, if you're allowed to settle in another city or do things in another city, it could be more heat. So this could be a move.
Interesting.
By Dame to keep his divorce in Portland, where he is a what? He's God.
Yeah.
Wow. Chauncey wouldn't mind having him back.
He's got a lot of teams that want him, though.
Just throwing that out there. That was a little under the cuff information. All right, let's talk about
I
it.
believe that, too.
You know I know some stuff.
Money.
You know I know some people, too.
Money talks.
And BS walks. Speaking of BS, LeBron James is full of it.
Tom
Massaway.
Yeah.
There you go, brother. LeBron James says he wants to play for a team that can win a championship. Looking at Ty Jordan for 6 out of 11 championships. I just that picture just makes it even worse. I don't know where to go with this guy.
Look what he's wearing. It says back home.
I just feel
I'm going back home.
Welcome home.
Welcome home. That's on his Instagram today.
Tom, you take it from here, buddy.
I will.
You and Anson.
This son of a gun.
Now you don't use the word.
This son of a bitch.
Now you
puts the trade together.
Hey,
shout out Petco.
This guy.
Jay Towers, we apologize.
This guy masterminds and puppeteers a trade in the middle of the night to get Luka Doncic over to his team. They make a deal with Adam Silver. Look, Doncic's coming here. Mavericks are getting a number 1 pick. Okay? It's that simple. I got 1 more year, maybe 2, to win a championship. I want to win it with Bronny. My next son, he's coming over next year. This is my chance to win a championship and go out in a blaze of glory. My only championship here with the purple and gold, or the former Forum blue and gold Lakers, was the COVID championship in that hotel lobby, which I don't even count, okay? And I know he says, oh, it's the toughest one to win. I say it was bong. It was garbage. So now he's crying that he can't win a championship with that Lakers team. So I go on the Woodward chat last night. I throw it out there. I'm like, how does anybody like this SOB? How? And Easy laughs at it. Anson laughs. And Anson comes back and says, well, he really can't win with the Lakers team the way they're constructed. Whose fault is that? It's your fault.
100.
It's your fault. So now there's 2-3 teams that are out there. Mike Brown, his former head coach in Cleveland. He's coaching the Knicks. Hey, I've heard cat for LeBron. Would you do that, Knicks fans? How about Dallas? Go play with Kyrie. That's a good 5. They can win a championship and get Nico Harrison off the schneid with the fans in Dallas. 1 more shot with Kyrie, 1 more shot with AD. Hey, I'm all in for it. Trade him. Get him the hell out of L.A. The problem is nobody wants to pay that contract. Nobody.
Nobody
so he's
really
almost
wants him.
He's almost untradeable.
Here, so
And here he is whining again.
Yeah.
Yo.
For me, it's wild on the heels of him going out of his way to say that the ring culture in the NBA is toxic. But you want a ring, you want a championship, and you're ready to leave LA to get one.
That's what you.
But you're unwilling to decline your player option, sign for $20 million, $10 million. You've made more money
He's a billionaire.
from NBA teams than any other player in the history, probably of any sport. I'd have to reference some baseball pitchers.
Exactly. Baseball.
But
maybe
you-
Max Scherzer.
Yeah,
beats
but
him.
you look literally at what this guy has
Kevin
made
Durant.
through the NBA. And then we're not even talking about endorsements and all of that other stuff. This guy could take a $0 check and help the Lakers bring in everything that they need to bring in order to compete for a championship. He's talking out of his ass. He's pure cap.
As always.
He's a fraud. He is not the GOAT. He's a guy that wants to criticize ring culture because he doesn't have them while he goes and says he wants a trade so he can chase a ring. That is your GOAT.
Yeah, the Korean culture was started by LeBron. LeBron started chasing rings early on. He
Amen.
changed. He went with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade. It was supposed to be Carmelo. He went there. Carmelo.
He
said,
is. You're right. He's the creator of
He's
ring
the creator of
culture.
ring culture. 100%.
Wow.
And he is. The one thing I'll say about this situation in terms of the sale of the Lakers, I don't know if this is LeBron just trying to get out of a team and do the LeBron thing versus I think this is him getting pushed out. I think the individual that came in to buy these Los Angeles Lakers, I think the deal was done. Jenny Buzz, Adam Silver, they allowed Luka to go there. A lot easier to sell a team for a lot of money when you got Luka Doncic, who's the wave of the future as it relates to the offense in the NBA. A lot easier to get Mark Walter to cut a check for $10 billion when you got that versus aging LeBron. I think this is Mark Walter pushing LeBron out. You do whatever you want to do on social media. Say whatever you want to say. We'll support you. We won't get in your way. But we don't want you here. We don't want you. Mark Walter is trying to start a new culture with Luka Doncic, much like he did with the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, I don't know if this is a LeBron move. This is Mark Walter,
I love that you said that because
Get out the
that
door.
is my last point I have on this topic right here. How much of this is the new ownership? And I'm going to go out on a limb
He's
here.
on an expiring contract for the first time.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to tell you right now that LeBron will be traded at the deadline or before. New ownership has their star of the future, a highly marketable international player, and they are desperate to get something back for LeBron. Because if they don't, he's just going to go and sign somewhere else, and then a year later he's going to draft his son, Bryce, and then he's going to retire after playing a year with him. And the Lakers will be stuck with Bronny at a guaranteed 3-year deal for
No, he'll take Bronny with him.
maybe, and that's probably what they'll have to do.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, this new Lakers ownership is trading LeBron James come hell or high water because the Lakers, they might not even make the playoffs if they don't get something for him. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know if guys are lining up to play with Luka.
Why can't they win as they are?
Because
a
Luka
player
doesn't
or
have-
two.
They don't have a center and a rim protector.
Yeah,
Right.
Luka had a way better, deeper team when he was in Dallas, and they couldn't get it done because he can't defend anybody in the playoffs. In the playoffs, it's a completely different physical game, as
I
we
know.
really witnessed this year. And I think that that's a trend that Silver is going to continue. I think we're going to see very physical playoffs going forward. He doesn't fit.
Yeah.
He can go over the Euros and dominate those, but he does not fit in a physical league that demands defense. So I wouldn't want to play next to him.
Very true, but that's why you got to put the right guys around him. Like
Yeah.
what happened, you got to create a similar situation that was for the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas, he gets drafted there. Every player that comes there know that he's the guy. Then you develop friendships, culture. So now they want to win for Luka. They want to help him play for Luka.
But to your point, though, how do you get a top tier number 2 or 3 free agent that complimentary Robin?
Right.
I'm not going to get the rock. This guy's got the highest usage rate in the NBA, and he doesn't defend. How the hell am I going to get paid?
Because it's the same conversation that Jerry Krause and Phil Jackson had to have with Michael Jordan.
True that.
Is look, at the end of the day, do you want MVPs? Do you want scoring titles? Or do you want championships?
Man, thank God for the Supersonics. Otherwise, the Bulls would have never done it.
100%. So I think that's the conversation. I think Mark Walter, I think him sitting down with Luka. This is a new wave of, and we'll have Ari on because I actually want to talk about kind of like this new era of ownership and GMs, how the GM situations don't have to fit what GMs look like in the past. Can't wait to talk to him. But this is Mark Walter wanting to sit down, Luka. This is how we're going to run this. This is how I want you to let me know what you think. This is what I think. Let's lay out a plan because I want to get the best out of you, but I want you to get the best out of me. Like, I want you to get everything that us as the Lakers and what I have can provide for you. And I'm sure if I'm Luka Doncic and I'm sitting in front of an individual that just purchased my team for $10 billion and is looking at me telling me, hey, I want to work with you, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
What do you need from me?
Yep.
And I think that's the conversation. Once you get Luka in that space, Maz, I think it's easier to have guys to come in and talk. Now you can get a number two that's coming in with a new understanding for what Luka's going to be.
Have you seen him lately? He's looking like he's working out, and looks like he's in the best shape that I've ever seen him in.
LA do that to you. Being out in Texas in the middle of nowhere versus being in LA in front of people all the time, like it's just a mental thing.
True.
Like you have to look at yourself, looking at people looking at you.
Better food, everything he's surrounded by out there. No doubt about it. Well, I got to shout out Michael DeVries again. Got us off to an amazing start in the Super Chat. It's been pretty weak since then. In fact, it's just the mics again, DeVries and Weary. We are sending home. Today's the corn and blue package, actually.
There you go.
We did the gnome yesterday. We're going to do another one.
You couldn't wait to get rid of that thing.
I've held it, actually, for a while. It should have been the first thing, but no, I've saved it made sure Bray was here. So you're getting that, and then it's doubling down. Because he came in. I don't have a whole lot of these left. So that's why you haven't seen him. If you haven't gotten a chance to get your hands on a rookie Braylon autograph card, he just signed it when he got in here today. Awesome piece of memorabilia for you there. Both Woodward, Michigan, and NFL alike. But all of this is coming home to somebody. Super chat wheel, you guys know the drill, 3:55. You got about 55 more minutes before 3:50, which is the deadline to get those super chats in.
Make sure you get those super chats in because it looks like some cool stuff over there.
Smash the like button. Smash
Always.
the like button.
We should be joined by Ari Mayrob, man, coming up soon, man, in the 3 o'clock hour. Excited to switch gears, talk a little bit NFL. A lot of moving happened on the first day of. Go ahead, man.
Before you go to the break.
Oh, go ahead.
LaFraud. If there's a way that he can be traded.
No.
The Lakers. No, not here. Of course not. No. The Lakers are going to have to eat some of this contract to trade him. If they do, does he go to Cleveland, the Knicks, or the Dallas Mavericks?
The Knicks. The Knicks. That's a team that will put up with his crap. That's a city he would sign off to go to.
Listen, I've said this for years.
He could always go back home.
As much as I hate him, I said, if you really wanted to write yourself as the GOAT, you go to the Knicks and win a championship. I've said this for 10 years.
Yeah.
And you've never heard the Knicks when he wants to go to a team. What? I always called him a coward. You go there and win a championship in New York, and all of a sudden, everyone will look at you differently. Everyone that hates you will look at you differently. I'm just saying, as much as I hate him, I would not mind him being a New York Knick.
Cleveland could be an interesting fit. I just don't know if Coach Atkins will break up what they have there. They got a young nucleus in Garland, Mobley, with things that they're doing.
That would crush them.
Although Powell, I think they're going to move him. I think not Powell. I'm tripping. Josh. Allen.
Oh.
Excuse me, Allen.
Oh, okay.
The rim protector. I think they are going to move him.
Jared Allen.
I think they are going to move that rim protector. So maybe, if so facto, because Jared Allen is a piece for the Lakers. If you look at what they need.
The only way it happens is if LeBron approaches Cleveland's ownership and says, I'll help you pay the second apron penalty, which is illegal, but he could do it. And at that point, you're basically cashing in for one championship instead of having belief in your young core, which Cleveland has one of the best young cores in the game. That's for certain.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
that's funny. Here's a funny one. Didn't he get Mike Brown fired already once?
Yeah, right.
That's Chill Damon. Chill Damon, you're right.
Well done.
He gets everyone
well played,
fired.
David.
That's right.
Almost twice.
Yeah.
Hey, If he can win a championship and get him fired, that's fine. Even if he doesn't win a championship, he can get him fired. I don't care. I really don't even care anymore with the Knicks.
Well, you know what you should care about? You should care about one of the hottest restaurants in Michigan doing it. That's Black
Real
Rock.
talk.
Come on now. Woo! I'm telling you, man, I went here last Saturday. Food was great. Service was great. Look, I went and ordered a salad. You know me. I try to stay healthy. I had a little bit of steak, but I went and got a salad. Salad was amazing. Come on, man. You got to come on down. I went to the one in Novi. We're turning up the heat. And this is our new sizzling partner. It's Black Rock Bar and Grill, where you get steak on a stone, served at 755 degrees on a volcanic rock. That's just a cool experience in itself, being able to cook your food right there in front of you. It's more than a meal, it's an experience. Enjoy the lunch starting at $8.99. I believe it's a pretty affordable lunch for the place that this is. You got to come hungry, though, because when you come hungry to Black Rock, you will leave full, because you get your Black Rock steak at Black Rock Bar and Grill. Stay tuned. A summer giveaway is coming at you that actually rocks. Visit blackrock.com.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Hey guys, attention sports fans. Do not miss our expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins us twice a week. Tuesdays with Big D Energy, joins the big show on Thursdays. He is here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. Try him right now, 248-426-9944, or hit him up online. It's MichiganSportsandSpine.com.
He will fight for you. That's what he does, because he is the fighter. It's Vin Johnson Law, and they want to represent you. Check this out. Justice, means many things to different people, but whether it's a settlement or verdict, justice is always worth the fight. If you've got a case, contact the fighters at Vin Johnson Law. today because they want to fight for you. Tough, tenacious, trial lawyers. That's what they are. They want all the smoke so you can put them in any arena. And I guarantee you, you will have the success that you want. VinFights.com. And we're back. Welcome back. Second hour of the show. Braylon Edwards, Anson Wells, Time Matters Away, Ricky Burns, and Pete Spivak. I'm a government guy. Joining us now.
So is Malik Beasley.
Okay. Working on it right now. You say he's a guy. We're going to see how that plays out, man. We're going to see.
Have you heard some of the stuff that's come out in the last 24 hours?
Well, I have insight. I can't tell you how I have this insight, but it's factual insight. Let's just say Malik Beasley owes people I know money.
Yeah.
Like, let's just say that. He owes, and not for anything illegal. I don't want you to think that. He owes people for services rendered, if you will. So just knowing that that's going on.
He's really upside down.
100%.
I wish him the best, man.
And let's get into it. Is it gambling? Are a lot of individuals starting to get into gambling? I'm starting to see a lot of these stories. I'm starting to hear it. Guys are just
kids.
100%.
Yes.
Kids.
Kids.
I mean, you think about these kids that are stealing their parents' credit cards or just going into their phone, being able to use the card that's already in there to buy things on Amazon, to buy skins for their characters on video games. And the gambling app's right there because dad's already got it.
Yep.
So it's a really double-edged sword. And you think about it, I mean, how many of us connect? I know you. All of us connect with our fathers over sports.
Yeah.
That's the deal. So if dad's betting and you're 10, guess what you're doing at 15?
You're going to bet.
And guess what you have a problem at 20?
Betting.
Especially once you get to college and you have the access to the cash, you have the access to the coin, and you're always around it.
There goes the beer fund.
That's funny. That was one of the things that, Maz and Ryan talked about back and forth. Just once you put gambling there, like, they're going to see it. Kids are going to see it. You're going to tap into it. You're going to start. And you see players that know full well that they can't bet on their games, that they can't bet in their sport, that they can't bet on their grounds. And they do it anyway. Like, there's one found legitimately almost once a week. So it's crazy. I hope somehow it works out.
Can I add real quick something to that? I think honestly, I mean, I'm not saying because you guys know I like gambling and all that stuff, and I like doing the betting stuff for the football. But again, I like doing it for football, doing football season. I think that Bray, honestly, what we're seeing right now is because gambling has become legal recently. Over time, in the last 5 years, it's like a new fad. So I think that people are getting on board with the new fad. Oh, I can bet now. I don't have to go to Vegas now. I can bet from my couch. It's too easy. And I think that with it being just so easy for everybody to do, our very own Sean Baligian, he admits, I'm an addict. I'm an addict. So I got problems with, getting involved in bad or good things or whatever. Sean Baligian says, I can't have the betting apps on my phone because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start betting. It's just a fad. It's a new thing. I'm not saying it's going to go away. I just think that with it being brand new, you can bet at 7 in the morning if you want to. I think it's just
I feel that, not to cut you off, Anson, I feel you on that. The only difference is, like, with fads, fads go away.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Gambling has been here.
Right.
Like, gambling isn't going anywhere.
And you can't, which has been the 80s, since the 80s, that you can't advertise liquor.
Oh,
and cigarettes.
Maybe.
And cigarettes, yes.
Yeah. And so everywhere you go, you're sitting in some sort of a casino seat at the game while you're, betting or watching it on your casino, FanDuel app, TV, whatever. It's just everywhere. It's pervaded everything. We were cheering bringing casinos here back in the 90s.
Oh, I remember.
And we were all about it. And now fast forward 30 years, and it has just penetrated every aspect of life. You are seeing it all the time. And even if you're not actually seeing a specific advertisement for it, you're seeing it linked in. You're not even realizing that it's attached to so many different just arenas and clubs and boxes and all of that stuff. It's a slippery slope, man.
It definitely. You brought that up. It's crazy you did. I remember that year. It was 1999.
Yep.
99, we opened the first casino. I think we've talked about this before. There was a firefighter that first week got caught into gambling, got caught in the lose, and got upside down in his house, gave up all his loans, his mortgage, his cars, everything, and then he jumped off the roof that very first week that MGM was in existence. Not the first,
I never heard
the
that
MGM
story.
that exists
Wow.
now. The first MGM. What's going on?
So that's why I don't gamble to this day. My dad worked at Motor City for 17 years in overnights.
Yeah.
So he would come home and tell me stories like that from when I was a kid. So I have a brother now that lives in Vegas, and I work at the casino, and neither of us, I mean, he'll gamble with sports a little bit, but neither of us, we talk about all the time, we're like, we heard way too many bad stories to even
Thank goodness.
mess with.
Yeah.
Hey, I've dealt blackjack. You know, I saw people. I did the day shift, so it started at noon. There were people
still
falling
there?
asleep on my table from the night before, with nothing left, no money left, no nothing. You know, and you know, it's terrible. And Ryan has said, you know, gambling is
a disease.
It's
a disease.
It's worse than alcohol and drugs combined if you abuse it.
And they all go together so well.
Yeah.
And they're worse when you're doing them at the same time.
No doubt.
Now remember what Malik.
Man.
Look what happened to Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
Malik Beasley, we didn't know how deep he was going, how bad his debt was. He was borrowing from people, borrowing from a dentist against his NBA contract. And the dentist started hitting his contract up. Like he had a lawyer obviously draw something up. And when Malik didn't pay his rent, his dental bills, other stuff, they were just garnishing his wages. So we asked the question, why is an NBA player making so much money and he's gambling? Because he went down the slippery slope and he fell hard, man. And it could cost him his career.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't realize. You know, you just assume it's the money aspect. A lot of guys get caught up in the action, the quickness of that it provides to you. That it's the action. Say, oh man, I almost hit this bet, or I hit this bet. It's not even about the money. How many times, Pete or Maz, how many times you've been up a lot of money and it's like, oh, well, I just bet it back on this and you lose it. It gets about the chase, and that seems like that started with him. Started on the chase.
Well, thank
That's
God
what it
Pete's,
is, the chase.
Thank God Pete put $10 on Riley Green having two home runs today, and he parlayed it with Torch one.
Did anybody bet today?
No, I didn't bet.
Oh
No.
my God. The day we get 87 home runs.
I feel like you guys are all in, and you give us these great numbers, and then it's the day that they score no runs, and then the next day they go off for 12.
Well, now you know why I'm off betting and onto baseball cards, baby.
I want him to say
11-1 Tigers in the sixth inning right now. I mean, they're in cruise control. And if you did bet on Spencer Torkelson to hit a home run, you're cashing. He finally hit one. I mean, he's been mashing them, but they've been catching him on the warning track. I mean, this guy has been hitting the ball, but it's not going out of the ballpark. And he's an all-or-nothing kind of guy. Let's face it.
Yeah, put money on him on the road, less so here at Copa.
He's played a good first base as well. And I don't think we have the final results yet in for the All-Star game, but you got a chance to see three Tigers in the American League starting lineup. Gleyber Torres, best second baseman right now, Riley Green, and they have Javi Baez as the number 2 outfielder. Number 2 outfielder. So those three guys, it's looking pretty good that they're going to be American League starters. Not official yet, but voting had ended earlier today at noon. So we'll find out here pretty soon. And if Scooble starts, 4 Tigers out of 9 players.
Well, you know
Not
what?
bad.
Look at this thing.
Not bad, but let me take it back a little bit. I think we get caught up sometimes in Detroit. We did the same thing with the Lions. We're going to do the same thing with the Pistons and we're doing with the Tigers right now. They're the number 1 team in baseball. They're the number 1 team in baseball. And when you look at the statistics from the first 86 games of the year, they fit these guys making All-Star.
Yeah.
It fits these guys deserving to be there. So, here we're excited. It's our team. I can't believe it. No. Nationally, it's the same thing. These Tigers have come to play at least for the first 86 games of this season. So they deserve to be there.
Manager of the year, baby.
Hey, Tommy.
Manager of the year.
Yeah.
Tommy, look at the screen. You know, look who's 5th in MVP voting right now.
I know. That's pretty good.
Wow.
Scooble.
Bobby
It's very
Witt
rare
Jr.,
a pitcher
man.
will get one, but there he is.
Side note, can we shine a little light on number 2?
Cal
Riley
has the
insane.
What is it?
Is he juicing?
He's got 30 already, right?
He's got 33.
Wow.
He's got 33. Is he the second most hits at the All-Star break? Or no?
Second most
it's
home
4.
runs.
Because I want to say Barry had 39, Mark had 38, Ken had 34, and Sosa had 33.
Yes.
So this is
Cal Raleigh, man. Cal freaking Raleigh
He's
of the Seattle Mariners.
Yep.
His stats if he were to finish the season right now, wouldn't they be the best stats of a catcher or whatever the?
Yeah, it's got to be in a long time, no doubt.
For a full season, he's still got half the season left.
Yep.
Tom Mazaway.
Shohei hit another one, and he won a game as a pitcher, so he's back as well. The Dodgers just keep winning as well, so they're right where they're supposed to be, right?
They're right where they're supposed to be, catching fire, and now Shohei is starting to get back into the groove of pitching again. Look, let's get into the NFL a little bit, Maz, before. Still waiting on Ari Mayroff. Hopefully,
well, it's not his fault.
It's
our fault.
Definitely on our end.
Yeah, it's
we apologize, Ari. Football, stadiums coming up. Cleveland, $500 million stadium. And the Bengals, $470 million deal. What do you think about this stadium? $600 million.
Browns are getting a $2 billion stadium. That's $600 million just from the city of Cleveland.
100%.
Brownsville, baby.
The Browns are going to be the first team in the AFC North to have an indoor stadium. Will that help them? I think it will. The Browns, the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Steelers all play outdoors yet. Look, we could all talk how much we love outdoor games, and I do love outdoor games.
No,
but I'll tell you this.
Nothing like being comfortable.
When it's like 0 degrees or the wind chill's 0 and the snow is coming down, this ain't like Buffalo. Buffalo's going to have a freaky stadium they're building, which is going to open up not this year but the following year. I think they got like heated seats, like the snow will not stick on the field.
Right.
They have done a futuristic stadium, which I would have loved Cleveland to continue to play outdoors. But I wish the Lions played outdoors. A part of me wishes the Lions still played outdoors. But you get in these places, you get in these domes, it's comfy. You got a chance to host an NCAA tournament. You got a chance to host concerts. You got a chance to have a Super Bowl once or twice. Hey, more power to them. But they ain't going to be in Cleveland anymore. They're going to be
Beachwood.
They're going to be in. Yeah, how is that place?
Beachwood is nice. It's
how far is it?
From downtown, probably 30 minutes.
So
from
it's like the Pistons moving to Palace.
True, and it's a nice area. Like this is the area that I visit a lot. The mall's over there, Beachwood Mall. Brattonall is over there. A couple nice golf courses over there. Signature. But just getting back to Cleveland, Tom, it doesn't matter if you go inside or out because now the teams that are still coming, now they have good weather too. Because if you have a dome, well, now it's a little easier for Lamar Jackson to run around. Now it's a little easier for Joe Burrow to pick you apart when there's no snow. One of the very things that helps the Browns is the snow and the weather. And I think you're crazy for wanting a dome because players, especially wide receivers, I don't typically like it's too cold outside.
Yeah, and I do think that playing in a dome allows you a little bit more access to free agents.
Yeah.
I do want to just add a little bit to that Cleveland complex. They're actually building, it's much bigger than that. They're building like an entire outdoor mall gallery around it. And they're calling it Brownsville. It actually is a very tantalizing project that
just
they're
like
developing.
Just like down by Little Caesars, right?
No.
What were they going to call that again?
It's what we were supposed to have.
The district?
The district, yeah. The district's really rocking, isn't it?
Yeah, it's what we were supposed to have if the developers that got all the contracts put their money where their mouth was.
Right.
But they're holding.
What happened to the roof?
Oh, yeah, the roof is supposed to light up, too. Yeah.
Supposed to have LED lights on the roof. Cincinnati, they can't find money to pay their all-pro defensive tackle or defensive end, but they can provide money for a new stadium. The team has agreed to a 10-year, $470 million stadium deal after previously signaling a possible move with new terms. That's the new owners. They threatened to leave, and now they're staying. Maz, do anything for you? Cincinnati, 470?
Yeah. I'm happy the Bengals are staying in Cincinnati. I didn't want them to move. It's good that the city took care of them. Decent stadium, the old Paul Brown Stadium. Now it's Paycor Stadium, right next to the Great American Ballpark. I think they still call it the Great American Ballpark where the Reds play. But I'm happy to stay in Cincinnati. But that's two stadium deals in the AFC North. So, Ravens, you're up next. The Steelers, you're up next as well.
MTN Bank, I want to say, I think they got a new facelift in 05.
Yeah, it's a nice looking stadium.
05, but those are two stadiums. Those are two teams I just know won't win a Super Bowl. It just is what it is. Cincinnati and Cleveland, State of Ohio really.
I don't want them winning anything in the State of Ohio.
I don't, but I got to get better.
Except for one game a year.
I'm working on a merger, so I got to start loving Ohio again. But I just don't see Cincinnati ever winning anything, and I don't see the Browns ever winning.
I agree.
I like the city
agree.
of Cincinnati. It's kind of the redheaded stepchild version of Detroit.
Too close to Kentucky, so you know what that means.
Yeah, I've had some good times there. I've had some good times in Cincinnati. It kind of feels like the junior Gotham City that Detroit once was in the 80s, as somebody astutely pointed out earlier in the chat.
Phil said, why don't we install the retractable ceiling at Ford Field? Listen, man, I was all about that
100%.
when they built this stadium. How they missed that, I'll never know, because our weather is terrific right into December. It's terrific. It's great football weather. And if you don't like it, you close the damn roof. They blew that big time, if you ask me.
Yeah, no, because it was, the stadium opened up at the same time as the problem was Ford Field opened the same time that the Texans Stadium opened when they started the Reliant Stadium.
Right.
The Reliant had that state-of-the-art retractable and the Silver Dome Part 2.
Yep.
Randy Moss is returning.
Yeah. Happy for him. Thank
Happy.
God. Hopefully his health is on the mend. Looks like it is. Looks like Randy Moss. He's going to be getting mossed again, baby. And it's always fun to see him. He's got a great personality. Love that southern twang of his. And I'm rooting for him, man. It killed me when I heard that he was sick and he was battling. But the athlete in him came out, and he's fighting strong and coming out. So I wish nothing but the best for Randy.
Some people are just fighters, man. Like you said, the situation that he came out of in VA, you know what I'm saying, from growing up to the league, he's built for this. So I'm glad to see him. Last year he was at Calvin Johnson's camp. I was there as well. I had a chance to conversate with him as well, man. It was good to see him and good to see him back. Go ahead, Pete.
Can I add something from the MAC point of view? Watching him play at Marshall, it was such a thrill watching Randy Moss play. I mean, watching those teams come to Bowling Green. With Chad Pennington throwing to Randy Moss, and then behind Chad Pennington was Byron Leftwich. I mean, Marshall was just stacked back in the day, and it was so much fun. And I got to be at a Bowling Green Marshall game and saw Randy play live and in person, and just what a thrill, what a talent that guy is, man.
For a second, if the transfer portal would have existed back when I played, I might have transferred to Marshall. Byron Leftwich was the quarterback. I wasn't necessarily seeing eye to eye what was going on in Ann Arbor.
No?
Really?
I'm
You made
glad
a trade of one
the
M for
transfer
another.
portal did not exist. And I stuck it
Those
out.
days are over now, Bob.
It worked for me. It worked for me. You know what else works for me? It's working out. I love to work out. I love to be in shape because health is wealth, but I like to do it. You got to do it at Planet Fitness. And right
Show the
now,
guns!
I don't want to necessarily a little bit. Teens, 14 and 19, look, you guys work out free. Get out of the house. Let me say it again. You work out for free, so get out of the house. It's part of high school summer pass. All you guys, you work out free the rest of the summer. Mental health is just as important as physical health. So we want to make sure that both are operating as they should be. June 1st to August 31st, that's when it is. You got till August 31st. You still got some good weeks to put in some good work. And for those of you that aren't 14 and 19, well, you got fitness that fits into your budget. So come on down to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And looking to upgrade your relaxation game? Check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills, right up the street from us here at Woodward Sports. Woodward and Long Lake Road, the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest. And, of course, it's led by Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, the creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. Check it out now. Book a visit, massagechairhouse.com. Click that QR code for instant access, and you will not be sorry. 20 minutes in this chair, and you're feeling like a new person. Check it out right now. Massage Chair House, your ticket to ultimate recovery and relaxation.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
I know you're tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch, man. Get you some new merch right now. Shop.woodwardsports.com. It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and of course the ultimate swag, man. Check out the gear right now. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Hoodies, tees, and hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs right now. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Go get them. Anson.
Hey, amazing offers. It's all you see above my head there. And that is what Les Stanford Buick and GMC has for everybody here in the great state of Michigan. From left to right, you see that 25 Sierra for only $169 a month. 2025 Hummer for $699 a month. You can get into that 25 Envision preferred all-wheel drive for $259 a month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out all of their amazing, massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. You can find them at lesstanford.com. And always remember, together, let's drive.
Hey guys, got an update for you. Tigers are up 11-2, but that's not the big news. The Tigers just got flexed to another Sunday night national game on ESPN, July the 20th at the Texas Rangers. How about that, man?
You would have thought we just hit a grand slam the way he reacted to that
Isn't
news,
that something? Because if you remember, I told you earlier today, our game last Sunday, one of the top-rated games this year. And what do? ESPN's like, all right, let's go right back. Not going to Detroit. They're going to Texas, but it's the Tigers and the Rangers on July the 20th.
Hey, MLB was watching. MLB in the chat. They were
Ain't that
listening,
something?
buddy.
Ain't that something?
That's going to be good because we lost that series, didn't we, last time?
Yeah, Texas beat us at home.
Yeah,
You're right.
I remember that was the Mother's Day series.
Yep, that's one of the 7 series that we've lost this year. I got some other news
wasn't
here.
it?
Pardon?
That was the first one we lost.
It might have been.
Outside the Dodgers.
Right.
That's right. Instead of after the Dodgers. Some other news here. Sean Murphy. Remember Sean? He used to work here with us. Sean Halfcourt writing. Can't believe I'm writing this. Lindsey Hunter is the new head varsity boys basketball coach at Sparta High School in Sparta, Michigan. Lindsey Hunter is going to coach the varsity boys at Sparta.
I gotta go check Lindsey out. Go to some games, man. He's always.
We gotta get Lindsey back in the studio
big, bro.
here.
Like he's out in Rochester. Like I get the chance to bump into him from time to time.
That's awesome.
Good to have him on and talk about it.
I love that guy.
I do. He's just a great dude. Just
What a
a
dude.
great guy.
Boy, those kids are lucky to have him.
They are wealth of basketball knowledge. And old school, but knows how to.
And cool.
Yeah, super
He's
cool.
Very cool.
Super chill.
I was struck by how cool he is.
This is true. Them single moms better watch out. They better watch out.
He gonna pull a Drake. He gonna pull a Drake.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I got some Dov Kleinman. You know, you
those-
follow Dov.
The
There's not a
guy
lot of,
we still don't know what he looks
there's
like.
not a lot of people that like Dov, but you know what? He does put some stuff out. He does steal stuff. But listen to this. Puka Nakua's longtime girlfriend has asked the court to confirm that Puka is the father of her unborn baby.
Oh, no.
She's requesting cash for reasonable expenses. She wants full physical custody, with Nakua only getting visitation. They've been dating since 2021. Dov Kleinman. So Puka Nakua and his girlfriend You got some issues going on.
Yeah, I'll stick to football. At the end of the day, you get the stuff off the field, it just gets messy. The fact that this woman wants money before the child is even born lets you know what the situation is, know what it's been. Like, if this is even, Puka's child, if it is, God bless the baby, and God bless the mom, and God bless him. But it's just an unnecessary headache. When you deal with situations like this, as I have, speaking from experience, the fact that the baby's not here and this is already what's being asked for, you're bringing the baby into the world already behind enemy lines. Like, there's angst in both situations.
Right.
Like, that's not how you bring a baby into this world. It's just not fair to both parents, and it's not fair to first and foremost.
The kids always suffer.
They always suffer. So I don't like the issue. I've dealt with it. I'm speaking from experience. But God bless everybody involved. Speaking of God bless everybody involved, Diddy case has a verdict. The Diddy case has a verdict.
Oh, man.
He's done it again.
The Diddy case
can't stop, won't stop.
The diddler. Well, he might have gotten away.
Oh, he did.
He might have gotten away.
He definitely got away.
Only found guilty on 2 counts of sex trafficking, and they were the lower tier.
It was transportation or something like that.
Yeah, this is a win for Diddy.
Yeah.
Right now,
big time.
This is a win for Diddy. I called this. I was having a conversation yesterday. I said they didn't present the case in terms of what they were trying to go after. All the stuff that they added was all fluff and color, all tumultuous, but it had nothing to do with the initial case, if you will. And I knew he was gonna get off based on that. Now, if you come back and have another trial on some other stuff, he may not be so lucky. But right now, this is a win for him. Prosecutors trying to go for 4 to 5 years. He's already been in jail at a year plus. He probably won't go any time or any more time.
Diddy is the Epstein list. There are too many people.
And he kept his mouth shut.
There are because he didn't get indicted or because he didn't get
this.
Exactly. He didn't get what he should have been coming to him. But I look at this the same thing as the Epstein list. We're never going to see that list because of some of the names on it. And Diddy's never going to go down, because he has too many important people in attendance at those parties that are the subject of this investigation, period.
It's also like...
That's unbelievable.
100%. 100% insane. It's an interesting thing.
Money helps you walk, baby.
But you know what it also is, too, and I thought this from the beginning, 1,000%. But from the beginning, it's like, this is a lesson. The individuals were teaching him a lesson. They pushed this as far as they wanted it to go.
Too far.
Before they came in 25th hour, was like, all right, smooth this over, boom, boom, boom. You're not going to hit him with this. We'll get him off. You see where we're at with this? I think that's more so what it was.
I think they overplayed their hand with releasing that video and then not charging him for what we saw, because
100.
They did the classic. They want to
when he was kicking his girlfriend in the hotel.
He
wasn't charged with it.
No, because that had nothing to do with what they charged.
Maz, I forget Maz.
They brought charges up on sexual trafficking and then dropped the video.
They couldn't charge him for that because it was too late. They held on to it for too late. That was their first initial thing. So then the other thing is that she already took money on a settlement for this and then came back. And that's how they ended up winning. I think they overplayed their hand. They shouldn't have tried to do the whole smear campaign.
So what happened with the trafficking?
He got off. There was
Why?
no because it was all consensual.
You don't have examples of it.
It was all consensual. They all agreed to how much money, and there was text messages of her saying, "I can't wait to get there."
So it wasn't like Diddy had a bunch of individuals tied up into a container.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you see in movies.
He had them on yachts and
he had them in
hotels.
like houses tied up in the basement or something like that. That's not what it was, but that's what they made it to appear. Well, that's not what they were able to prove. Let me say it that way.
Johnson & Johnson just came out. They're officially changing the name to Infant Oil.
Infant, they
That's
definitely
not true.
should.
It's a joke.
But I
mean, seriously, can you even think about baby oil the same anymore?
Nope.
I mean, this man has changed culture. Like he's changed pop culture again. You're right.
All the shiny suits make so much more sense though.
That boy was lubed up. Take that bad boy.
Can't stop.
So stop. Super chat. We're going all positive here for the end of the show. I want to just cue you in on something. The two guys that are dominating the wheel today are both giving their spots up if they win. So this is your shot. If you're not one of the mics, you've got 17 minutes to get in the super chat for a spot on that wheel. I'm not doubling the wheel today because you don't need to be doubled. The mics are giving their spot away. There's only one other person on the wheel right now. This is your shot.
100%. Well, Anson made it very clear. So it's time for you guys to step up. Let's take a quick commercial break. Get a message in from Lady James. Tell us about that, Anson.
Lady James, well, we already know it's wicked awesome. And it's because you can just walk in anytime, 10 to 8, 7 days a week. They're going to sit you down with their talented hairstylist, and they're going to get your hair did. You're going to be looking good, hitting the street, ready for our nation's birthday. All right, so call ahead, make an appointment, or like I said, just walk in 10 to 8, 7 days a week. They make it real simple. And you know, guys, we like it uncomplicated. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Are you a real Detroit sports fan? Woodward Sports is here to give you all the Detroit sports you can handle. Weekdays, make sure you're locked in on Wake Up Woodward from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Followed by Big D Energy with Neil Rule and Darren McCarty from 11 a.m. to 1. Up next, you can't miss Ermanni and Edwards with Maz from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. And finish the day out with the bad boys of Detroit sports media, the Woodward Heavyweights, from 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, wait, that isn't enough for you, you sports freak. Check out Woodward Wings, Woodward Ringside, and the Lions Weekly Update every Sunday with Broder, Terry Foster, and Sean Beligian. Subscribe on YouTube for all our great content, and make sure you're following on all social media, X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok. You want sports? We got you covered. Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us from 5 to 7 with the heavyweights at Second Best Bar in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Van Johnson.
Make sure you stay connected. There we go. Stay connected to Woodward Sports on all social platforms, man. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, along with YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok for the latest sports news, live updates, and that behind-the-scenes action. Don't miss out. Hit that follow button now. Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok. Be a part of Detroit's #1 digital sports network. That's at Woodward Sports on all of them. At Woodward Sports everywhere.
Gamble responsibly, gamble responsibly. Once again, a QR code appears above my head. You might as well go ahead and scan that. That's going to take you to Caesars Sportsbook, where you can open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Use the code word over there, Woodward1000. When you open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account, make your first deposit and your first bet of $20 or more. If that first bet happens to lose, you get your first bet back as a bonus bet up to $1,000, but only if you scan that QR code above my head and use the code word there, Woodward1000, to open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. Gamble responsibly. Gentlemen,
all the people that come and check themselves in this one-way window
always funny.
all the time during the show. Oh man, I wish you guys could see it.
That was one of the
missed
best.
it. What was it?
Look at that black rock behind you.
It was good, doesn't it?
That looks damn good.
I got put on that.
Look at that
rock
steak.
Longer, but yeah.
Oh no, I like it like that.
That's a filet
Yeah, that's not
mignon.
bad.
That's it, Bray.
Yeah.
So, first of all, don't tell me it was it for me. That's it for you.
What do you like, medium well?
You putting ketchup on that?
First of all, don't stereotype me as being black. I don't want medium well, but that's a little bit too pink. Like that's medium rare. Just give me medium.
Medium?
That's medium.
That's rare. That's rare
You
plus.
like no blood? You like little pink, no
I don't
blood?
mind seeing pink, but like that's criminal.
Depends
Well,
on it depends on what steak
He's
that
still
is.
squilling.
But that's a tenderloin. That's a filet mignon. That's the way it should look.
I feel you.
Woo.
To each his own. Last time I checked.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, it is. You is.
Speaking of to each his own, what are you guys doing for the 4th? 4th is coming up. I know. There's barbecuing, there's movies, there's the whole gambit. What you got on tap, Tom Mazaway?
All right, I'll start off tomorrow. Head to Union Lake. Aunt Kathy, of course, always throws a great shindig for us out there in Commerce Township. Got to go up there, spend some time with the family. Like I said, my Lily's home for the weekend from Nashville. She's loving
You're out
it.
tomorrow.
She's loving it. No, I'll be here right after work. I'll head on up there. So I'm looking forward to that. And then on 4th of July itself, I don't know. How's the weather going to be this week? It's supposed to be pretty nice. I'll probably hit my own pool on that. I really don't have a heck of a lot on the schedule, which I love. But it's dangerous because my wife, with time on her hands, is very dangerous. So right now, that's what I'm looking for. Maybe I'll go catch a movie. I wish Jaws 50 was coming out this weekend. I would have went and saw that. It's coming out August the 29th. Yes, it's
August
the same
29th.
old movie from
Jaws
76, except they're showing it in the IMAX form, which is going to sound great. Their slogan is, you're going to need a bigger screen. And the guys that watch Jaws, the words, you're going to need a bigger boat. Roy Scheider, when he turned around and talked to Robert Shaw, we're going to need a bigger boat. That face that he made with the cigarette in his mouth, he's putting all the fish food, the chum in the water, and that shark comes up. That was fabulous. But F1 is out. I might go check that out.
Jaws debuted 50 years ago. Roy Schneider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, as well as Lorraine Gray. The shark was not ready until literally 10 days before production was over.
Just like the Tigers gargoyles at Comerica Park. They put those tiger statues up the night before Comerica opened.
That's what's up.
I watched them getting flat-bedded down Woodward that night. That was hilarious.
Hey,
How
Tom?
they got that park ready.
Hey, Tom, I have a little bit of trivia for you. What's the name of the shark used in Jaws?
I have no clue.
Shark 1.
Nope. The name is Bruce.
Steven Spielberg.
Bruce?
Jaws' name is Bruce. That's what he was called.
Why? Was that like the...
That's just what they called him. I don't know. I don't know if it was like the maker of the shark or whatever that they used, but the shark's name was they just called it
Wait,
Bruce.
I just thought about what you said. It wasn't done until after the movie was done?
No, until 10 days before production finished wrapping up.
Production. Got you.
Yeah, 10 days before production wrapped up, the shark was ready, and they were able to get the couple
Jaws'
scenes that
name
they
is
needed.
Bruce.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because, that's old school. That's animatronics.
Yeah.
That's the old school animatronics. Yeah,
Like paper mache.
100%. F1 was good, though, man. It's like, it was
Bruce, that's
Brad Pitt.
That's Brad Pitt. Who else is in that?
Damson
Anyone good?
Idris. Damson Idris, young kid. He's really good. He's going to actually be the new Black Panther in the movie, in the multiverse. You know how that is. He's one of the multiverse Black Panthers. But movie was good. Like, it played on the right emotions. It had... any race car movie is gonna have the adrenaline.
Does he play anybody?
Brad Pitt, he's the main character. He's essentially he's the
rare-
main character.
He's rarely a secondary character.
And if it is, it's like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Did you really like that movie, Bray?
pick your poison.
Or George Clooney.
100%.
Bray, did you really like F1? I mean, seriously.
I did.
Because I have a point to that.
I'm not blowing smoke.
I'm not saying you are, but if you really are into a good racing movie, I'm just going to challenge you. I'll just challenge you over the weekend. If you can get it on, it's on Prime. I think it's available on Prime. If not, you can rent it. It's called Grand Prix.
I watched
It's from you've seen it from the early 60s. It's from 1961.
I have not watched it.
I'm telling you, if you think Formula One is great, They filmed this movie in 1961 using the old coffin cars from the late 50s, and there was no CGI here. The crashes are the crashes, and actors were actually hurt in this. James Garner stars in it.
Oh, James Garner?
Yes, James Garner's the star.
Rockford Files.
Yeah.
I love when Pete and Maz get super serious about old school movies.
It's best.
They bring it to F1 was cool because look, like till you said, all race car movies have that adrenaline. Like whether you're watching Days of Thunder, whether you're watching Gran Turismo that came out 2 years ago, whether you watch, it's the adrenaline rush that you get. So that part is easy. This aesthetic is sexy because when you're talking F1, you're talking about all around the globe, and you're talking about the cities that they highlight. These cities do it big for these races, so that part is sexy. Brad Pitt's a damn good actor. You know, you mix him in with Javier Bardem. He's an Oscar-winning actor. You know, Dempsey is just a young up-and-comer. So, like, you mix that aesthetic. It's a good mix. I did like the movie. And it's got this.
I watched a movie last night called Flow. It's animated, and it's about a cat. It's unbelievable. It is
I don't think I've seen that.
gripping throughout the entire thing. If you have love for animals, my buddy recommended it, and I'd kind of passed over it. No speaking because it's just animals, and it's a special flick. Flow. That's my movie recommendation.
That's cool.
All right, special flick, Flow. When you say flick and then you say flow, it sounds like a different type of movie.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey, we got some super chats coming in here last minute. I'm trying to give you guys the heads up. Now, with Rando Smalls and Great Beard, there are only 3 people not named Mike on the wheel. You have a very great chance to take this Braylon Edwards rookie autographed card home today.
Sounds like a plan to me. Tom, you feeling good over there, man? That the output wasn't working?
No, the output went out. So coming up here.
This is probably good for you anyway, though, because I know that chair is bothering your legs a little bit.
Yeah, we get a little stretch here now.
There you
it's
go.
good.
What's the score, buddy?
Tigers are up 11-2, top of the 9th. They're going to win their 54th game of the year.
Crazy.
54th game.
6 wins and then we
Before the All-Star break.
How about that?
Unreal.
Unbelievable. And if you missed it, July 20th, ESPN just flexed the Sunday night game into Texas. It's the Rangers and the Tigers. That's right. Remember last Sunday, it was phenomenal at Comerica Park. Got to take my family to that game. So much fun, and it was one of the highest rated Sunday night games of the year. Again, I really don't like how ESPN does the games anymore. I'm not a Carl Ravitch play-by-play guy. I really don't like that whole entire booth. And they have a breakup coming. ESPN and MLB breaking up. You already know that. But now they're talking again because ESPN might want back in to baseball. They just want to redo that contract. But Rob Manfred, he's not going to sell out. He's going to get as much money possible as he can get for that deal. So who knows if ESPN will be the home of baseball anymore. Fox is. We know that. Thank God. They do a great job.
Breakups, huh?
Pardon?
A lot of broadcasting breakups nowadays.
You're not kidding, man. You're not kidding. Money talks. NFL is going to break their record, too. Did you hear about the Netflix Christmas games?
It's just ridiculous.
Last year, Netflix borrowed the CBS guys for one game, the Fox guys or the ESPN guys for the other game. This year, ESPN and Fox and CBS told them pound salt. We're not giving you our broadcast.
Because they thought it was a one-off.
Yep.
They thought it was a one-off.
Now Netflix is digging into their pocket.
And Netflix is
Netflix is digging into their pocket. So they're going to have to come up with their own announcers. Probably have Rich Eisen, NFL Network, and they're going to have to come up with another person for the other game. And one of our games is on there. It's the Lions. Lions and Vikings.
Network TV is in trouble. Network TV in 20 years won't look anything like what we grew up with.
You see what just happened with I mean, I guess that's different, but even in the subscriber space, Netflix is taking over. You see, they got the Canelo, they got the Terrence Crawford.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Canelo and Terrence Crawford fight, and you have your boy,
that's wild.
Dana White. Dana White's now the connecting promoter for boxing.
Yeah. Is he on a board for one of these?
100%.
Yeah,
like,
he's
he's
on a board
always
for one of them.
appreciated and loved boxing, which is kind of why he started MMA, but UFC. So now, they just taking on Netflix. They want it all.
Man, shout out to Dana White.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing,
all the
man.
bags.
Heck of
What's
a
it up to now?
businessman, that guy.
$25 a month? I forgot what I'm paying even. I mean, I used to pay like $8 a month. It's up to like almost $25 a month now.
Used to be
Gotcha.
mail-ins,
Yeah,
mail-in DVDs.
I was part of that deal.
Same.
I was part of that damn deal.
Remember fighting over whether you were in the Blockbuster or Netflix club, like you fought over your phones?
Yes.
Yeah,
I spent so much wasted time at Blockbuster.
Speaking
Just
about-
walking up and down
Or
the
did
aisle.
you create memories?
It was great memories.
I worked at
Exactly.
Blockbuster.
Too
for
bad
like
we
a
didn't get Ari Mayro up
6
on day,
months.
and that's
I
on
know.
us. We'll get him in another time.
Yep.
We want to ask him this question. Maz, we asked this yesterday. We went around the room just kind of talk about training camp.
Yep.
Like, football starts
2 weeks from
in
today.
July, 100%.
Yeah.
Opening game, the Hall of Fame game, the Chargers and the Lions. What are you most excited about to see this team in training camp? Like, what most excites you to see in training camp?
I want to see how the offensive line looks. I know it sounds boring.
That's what Ricky said.
I knew your answer.
I want to see, is it Tate Ratledge? Because we know with Graham Glasgow will probably be the starter for at least the beginning of the year. See if Tate Ratliff can knock him out of there and become the starting center. I'm definitely interested in Aiden Hutchinson. Look, they're not going to touch him. He'll probably have a red jersey on.
Yeah.
Will Aiden Hutchinson have a red jersey on, or is he full speed?
He's got to
speed.
take contact, man.
Yeah.
He's got to.
That scares the living daylights. I mean, the way that leg looked like a rag doll. Remember the leg? This looked like.
But the good
I
news
can't
is-
get that out of my head.
The thing is, it's bone, though. Bone and ligaments are very different. Like, with bone, once it's healed, it's healed. Like, once it's healed, it's completely on you. With ligaments, you can re-injure ligaments. You can mess up ligaments. You can overcompensate for ligaments. You also cannot be ready in your mind. Bone is bone. And so he'll be all right.
So I
But
know.
he can't have the black jersey on, because if he has the black jersey on or the red jersey on, now he's not going full speed. Now he's timid. Now when the season starts, it's going to take him that much longer to kind of get, you know what I'm saying, back into the rhythm and cadence of football.
Yeah, it would be nice to see what Enos Rakestraw actually looks like. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the Honolulu Blue. And, hey, man, opening week is right around the block, right? First, we got the Hall of Fame game, the last day of the month, July 31st. I was going to go to that game, but it just didn't work out on my schedule, heading to New Jersey prior to that. So I couldn't backtrack on that. So I'll just wait. Opening day, of course, that first Sunday at Lambeau Field in the good weather.
What are you most excited to see, Bray?
I said this yesterday, Maz, and it kind of like it just came about. You know, I'm excited to see the defense. And the defense, I'm excited to see what Kelvin Shepherd can do in terms of implementing his, putting his imprint on what this defense is. Every place I've ever been, when you have a linebacker, the intensity with that defense is that much more. You look at D'Amico Ryans with the Houston Texans. Look at how he was as a defensive coordinator for the 49ers. You look at Mike Singletary as a player and as a defensive coordinator, then a coach. And then you just look at Mike Vrabel and what that energy was and what it begets. Also, too, this defense has a lot to prove. Like, this defense has a lot to prove. Terry Arnold has a lot to prove. DJ Reed has a lot to prove. The whole defensive line has a lot to prove. Whether it's were you worth the draft pick, are you going to be better than the injury? So I think with all that proving having to be done by the players as well as the coach, I think you're going to see, I think rubber meet the road, and that defense is going to be good. So I'm starting to come around on that. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Cool, man.
I'm with Rando Smalls. I want to see the hooker.
Ah,
I want to see the hooker under center.
Really? You're still looking at that?
Listen, you were here yesterday. Oh, no, you weren't here yesterday. And we talked about, I compared bringing in Schroeder and not seeing Sasser at all in the playoffs to bringing in Teddy Bridgewater last year and not seeing Hooker for the one snap. I don't think that's an indictment of ability. I think it's an indictment of inexperience. And I believe that Hooker has the tools to play in this league. I don't think that they've lost faith in him, and I think that we are going to see the longest exposure. We're going to get the longest exposure to Hooker that we have so far.
I just hope that I don't care really what happens with the backup quarterback. I hope we just never see him. All right,
True.
Because you can't win without Jared Goff, and I think Jared Goff is ready to have his best year as an NFL quarterback. Going to have his first baby. It's just going to be his time. I guarantee you, if he stays healthy, he's going to bust some Lion records this year.
How does this year get better for Jared Goff than last year?
Oh,
Jared
God,
Goff
easy.
Statistically, Jared Goff was electric last year.
Yeah.
You look at the stats. Jared Goff was the best quarterback in football almost, statistically.
Yep.
So how can he get better for you?
Obviously, stay the same, stay healthy, and then, of course, win a couple of playoff games and get to the Super Bowl. And I think he's going to do it. I really do.
2 years ago, Jared Goff.
I do. I do believe that he gets us to the Super Bowl this year.
I do too. I think it's John Morton that allows him to have his best statistical season as a quarterback in the NFL. I think that they will sustain drives longer. I think that they will score more points this year with a slightly more conservative offense. They don't need to play desperate anymore.
No, they don't. They really don't have to. They've got such talent, elite talent on offense. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this team this year. Look, I'm locked into the Tigers right now. So it's not even that I'm Lions hungry right now. I am so locked into this Tigers team. I love baseball, love football. They're like 1-2 coming down the stretch like Affirmed and Aladar. It's noses apart for me. Both can win a championship. The Tigers are way ahead of schedule the way we thought they'd be. And the Lions right there. This is their year. You either win now or I don't know when it's going to come. I don't.
Jared Goff downloading some dad strength, says Nitty Gritty.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Real stuff. That's real
right.
stuff.
You have that first baby. Everything is it's the most exciting time of your life.
Yeah, I miss it.
I mean, his wife and him are so happy to be part of Detroit. Sure, they go to California. They travel all over. But their roots are here now. And I firmly believe that he takes this team over the top. Anson?
Here we go.
You have any golf cards here to give away?
We could do a golf card.
Anson, you can finish. We were talking about looking forward to. Maz, you just said something that made me know what I'm looking forward to. I am looking forward to October. Let's go.
You're in October.
25th.
That's my favorite month.
October 20th.
I would say 25th.
October 20th. Is October 20th a Monday? Is that when the Lions play? The Lions play the Bucks on Monday?
They do play Tampa on a Monday.
So that's why I'm looking forward to it, because the Tigers will be in the ALCS the same time as the Lions play the Bucks on Monday night. That's what I'm looking forward to.
The city will be electric.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Tigers win number 54, 11-2 final. Game 2 coming up a little after 6 o'clock. And Jack Flaherty's going 7, striking out 10 tonight.
Ooh, book it.
Book it.
Anson Wells, the floor is yours.
So are you,
Tigers will
buddy.
be back in the lineup for the 6 o'clock game, won't they?
That's right.
Hey. Well, it's that time.
Hey.
Appreciate you guys bringing it again. While this thing's spinning, I need everybody in the chat to smash that like button. Pete, spin that wheel.
You got it, buddy.
Smash it.
Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow we're going to be bringing it. I've got
The button is there.
I've got a
Smash it.
D-Mac signed card. We haven't given away many of those, but I'm going to have one of those tomorrow. I know Pete's got a couple
Smash.
Yeah, I got a couple things coming up.
The like
Tomorrow's going to be
button.
fun. We're going to make sure that we set you guys up for the 4th of July
Smash
with tomorrow.
that like
So
button.
DeVries said he wants Maz to pick the winner. Michael Wary is sending it to Crazy Clown. He's had a rough day in the chat today, but we appreciate your continued support, Crazy
Smash
Clown.
the like button.
This one's going to you. The guy from Inkster yesterday, I forget exactly what your call sign was on here, but Inkster, it was given to you yesterday. So we need you to send your first name, last name, and address in. Same thing for you, Crazy Clown.
Smash
So we
the
can get
like
this package
button.
out to you.
Maz at woodwardsports.com. Maz at woodwardsports.com. Give me the info, guys.
Man,
Smash
Watson,
the like
you've been on
button.
the desk, man. You get us up out of here, brother.
All right, man. I have fun up here the other day as well.
He's having you.
I'm digging it, man. Hey, great day today. It's a beautiful summer day. Get out there and enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Drive safe. Get to the beaches. Get to the pool. Do what you got to do. Get your tan on. Hey, Ricky, thank you. Pete, thanks a lot.
You got it, buddy.
For Anson Wells and my man Braylon Edwards, who played at Lockmore today.
Yes.
Go Lockmore. It's Maz. We'll see you tomorrow. Heavyweights are coming up next, guys.